Welcome to the Chop Team. I'm your host, Seth the DaChop.
I'm your host, twinsinc.
Our show is about two guys and any friends that happen to come over with a topic that we want to chop up.
This is our Barbershop style podcast. We discuss it all. If the fellas at the shop will go in on it, we will. Let's chop it up. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chop Team. I'm your host, twinsinc, with host
Seth the DaChop.
Bum, bum, bum. And I just want to say this first off the top. Let it snow. Let it snow. I'm going to stop there because I can't sing. But if you're in Atlanta, Georgia, we got snow today. And now, I'm saying today because today is Sunday. So when you hear the show, you might be hearing on Monday because the episodes drop every Monday morning at 7 a.m. on all the major podcast distributors. So that's what it is. But for live recording, tune in to us on YouTube, the Chop Team. Subscribe, like, we'll be there. But yes, we got snow here in Atlanta. It's beautiful. Of course, I'm sure it's a state of emergency, so no one should be traveling anywhere. If you are traveling, please drive safe. Let's see. Also, to my fellas who's in Atlanta or anywhere in the South or anywhere it's snowing, you can't go anywhere, you're probably feeling good right now because guess what? Playoffs. So you ain't got to go nowhere anyway. You have a reason to sit home and watch football all day and, hey, be great.
So. I'm telling you, bro. I hope y'all brothers have enough beer to get y'all through this moment in time. All day Sunday, watching football.
I mean, go ahead.
No, what's it?
No, I was just going to say, most mature men, right? Not all men, but most men, you probably saw or heard the news that snow was coming, so the smart man in you would have been like, let me go get my beer and food and whatever I need for this weekend and Monday, Tuesday, whatever. So you should be stocked up. If you wait last minute to try to run outside to get some stuff, shame on you because the shelves were definitely empty yesterday. I sent my wife and my grandmother on Thursday. I said, y'all need to go out today and get what y'all need now. Because you go Friday and Saturday, the shelves are going to be empty because people overdo it here in Atlanta. But yeah.
Bro, they do too much.
Too much. So I'm good here. I got all the snacks and everything I need, drinks, all that. I'm good.
Bro, let me see. I got firewood. For the fireplace.
Hey.
I got enough beer, milk, and bread. But the bad part is I ain't do nothing different. This is Atlanta, people. Atlanta. People shopping like it's the apocalypse. In 4 days, the temperature could be 70 degrees.
And that's a shame. and that is a shame.
This Atlanta. I've never understood emptying out the grocery store for a winter freeze in Atlanta. For real. Like 2 weeks ago, wasn't it 70 degrees outside?
Yes, to 70 degrees. And mind you, even when we had the snow apocalypse that happened here in 2013 or 14, what that lasted? Just the weekend, right? By Monday, it was back to normal.
Exactly. And not to mention, the day after it snowed, while it was still freezing cold outside, I mean, it wasn't even freezing cold. The sun had came out. It just took a long time to thaw. But it was like 57 degrees 2 days after the snow apocalypse.
Come on now.
Yeah, come on, folks.
So pretty much here, if you're in Atlanta, Georgia, if you know it's going to snow or whatever, just know it's going to be easy a 1 day or a day and a half. And guess what? After that, I'll be back to normal. So don't overdo it. But still, make sure you get the things that you do need so you don't have to go outside. Like anybody who's going outside now, shame on you. Shame on you. You get an accident during Sunday, I'm not going to feel bad for you. Because I'm like, why are you outside? But anywho, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, no, I'm on. I go out to play. On days like this, I go out to play in the snow and try to have a little fun. Make a little bootleg snowman on the back of your car because it ain't enough snow on the ground.
Right.
And
I
chalk
agree.
it up to the game.
And listen, I agree because we definitely went outside for about 30 minutes or so with the kids. A little snowball fight. Like I said, not enough snow to build a snowman, but enough to have fun. And that's what we did. Got hit in the head, in the air, I told the wife and family, hey, no one aim for the face. Guess who gets hit in the face? I do.
Yep.
Had snow in my ear, snow in my hoodie. I'm like, come on, babe. But anywho, enough about that. It's getting by, time to get settled, get your coffee together, because, some of y'all listen to us in the morning. So you should be ready to rock now. And as you see, the topic today is Black Vote Midterms. Seth the Dark Child, go ahead, my brother. You have the keys for the moment.
Well, first off, I'm not coming what you got. I'm not coming at anybody with a political message telling you to go vote. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not supporting any particular political party. That's not what I'm here for either. We're just going to talk about what happens to the black vote in our opinion every midterm. Not even the presidential election year. We're talking about the midterm. This one's 2020 specifically, right? I mean, I got a few gripes. A couple years ago, we came out to vote for Joe Biden. I heard a whole bunch of stuff, and we're going to go into it a little bit later, about what we needed to do to vote, what we wanted to get out of it. But we as a group of people, didn't ask for anything tangible. We, as black folks, didn't come up with a document or form or a plan specifically for our votes to go to a particular political party. We didn't ask for any tangible. And guess what happened? In my opinion, guess what happened?
What happened?
We didn't get anything for our vote at all in the last election. So fast forward it from 2020 to 2022, and it's the midterms. And I had to wake up on the radio earlier this week and hear Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were coming to Atlanta to talk about voting rights. Voting rights. And my mind shut down for a moment because I couldn't believe the BS that they were coming to Atlanta to show.
So hold on a second here, sir.
Okay, go.
The same Mr. Biden, the same one that said that you're not black if you don't vote for me. Is that correct?
That would be him.
Okay.
That would be him. Or is it the same Miss Kamala Harris, who, even though she's from Indian and Jamaican heritage, tried to play herself off as a black woman? You're Jamaican and Indian. You're actually not African American at all. And you don't even have children so that you could say that your children were raised in the black experience in America because you don't have kids. And you married a person of a different race. Miss Kamala, you as far from black as you could possibly get and still have our complexion. But yeah, that would be the same Mr. Biden and his vice president.
Also, is this the same President Biden that within the first 100 days that, as far as us being blacks, leading the vote for you and getting you elected in office, this is the same president who, within the first 100 days, passed a anti-hate bill for the Asian community. Is that correct?
I think that would be true. It seems like that is exactly what he did within his first 100 days. Oh, he also did something for the Mexicans and Hispanics, too. I don't recall what it was. I don't even care. But, yeah, he did something for the Asians and Hispanics. And the Asians and the Hispanics in the first 100 days. Yeah, that happened.
So, with that being said, like Seth the Dark Child said earlier in the conversation, we're not telling you what party to choose, to run with, to agree with. No, this is not the conversation we're having today. Not at all. Like Seth the Dark Child just said, now it's January, that time of the year for these midterms, the time of the year of the votes and people voting. And, to my fellow African American people, black people all over the United States, we have to be more of a logical thinker when voting. we can't just vote for one party just because we've been brainwashed to vote for a party for our whole lives. When, if that's the case, we never see anything that's help or benefit the black and brown community from voting just one party only. We have to get out our own way and stop following these trends and following these saying that you're not black if you don't vote for me. Because right now, based on his statement, he said last year or the year before, whatever year it was, everyone who voted for Mr. Biden, it looks like a fool now. Because since he has been in office, once again, what has he done for the black community? Kamala Harris, she led on her skin being brown. She led on that she went to a black college to recruit every single black woman that, you know, the black women were the biggest cheerleader for the campaign run when Biden got in. It's a fact. They were the biggest cheerleaders, which is nothing wrong. I mean, it's good to see that we can come together, right, and do something if we all come together, right? So we can do something as one. It's proven. We proved it last year, or whatever year it was when we got Mr. Biden in office. It's a fact. Because the black vote was huge, and all the women behind him was huge. Cool. Salute. Great job. Mission accomplished. You did what you have to do now. Now, going forward now, can we use that same power and influence that we have to make a more logical, more critical thinking when we're voting at this point going forward? All right, Steph, go ahead.
Well, listen. Over the last couple of days, not even saying weeks, this ain't even baked in all the way because I really was mentally involved into the 2020 election. I fell for it. The hate Donald Trump, get the orange man out, blah 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 blah. Rhetoric. It doesn't matter what. There's no way Joe Biden could be worse than the orange man. Vote for Joe Biden and F the orange man. F the orange man. F the orange man. Bear in mind that as a black man who's been raised in this system, I actually agree. The Republican Party they are racist. They are racist. Period. I don't care how you shuck and jive it about the economy and small government taxes. They don't even lie about the Nazism and the white power and white supremacy portions of that party anymore. They don't even give lip service to the lies. The Republican Party is a bunch of racists. If they don't want to be called racist, they need to kick all the members out of their party that would be considered racist, or rename their group the non-racist Republicans. But you don't even get the benefit of the doubt anymore. Okay? Now, I said all that to put this on the table. The racist Republicans doing the racist and saying the racist stuff is all well and fine. That's what they do, and that's who they are. The Democrats smile in our faces. They shuck and jive with us wholeheartedly, and then they do the same crap that the racist white boys were doing in the Republican Party. Anybody else see that? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say this: when we can talk about, let's talk about three things that we as black people in this country need to be addressed. And I thought voting would help with that, right? Police brutality. The criminal justice system for black people in this country needs to be reviewed. Not just black people, people of color. It ain't just us. The justice system needs to be reviewed. I thought that was a topic in the last election, but obviously I was wrong. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We can even talk about black health care services available in this country. There's a medical disparity between the way black people are treated in this country and the way white people are treated. COVID pointed that out in stark terms. there were plenty of articles describing the difference between black treatment and white treatment. Why black people have a higher mortality rate to this disease. It got so bad that the white people figured it was a black disease. They didn't even want to get antivirus. Oh no, it's killing black people more than white people. Let it run. Remember that part?
Mm-hmm.
That happened, and the black economic status in this country. How it was becoming more and more unequal, and black people being ground down worse now than they were even 15 years ago, based on simple economic principles entrenched in this society we're in. And this is one of the topics that they floated during the 2020 election. Fast forward 2 years. Tell me what actions y'all have actually seen occur to combat any of those items. And we ain't even talked about the black voting rights, which is one of the main things I want to gripe about anyway. Feel me?
Yep.
All right. So once again, we'll start from police brutality. Joe Biden systematically has backed off of all discussions, all topics, all issues that were a main topic and issue of black people voting in 2020. We spent the last year protesting and burning cities and riots and stuff. I didn't even say protest because white people might have did. I don't care about the facts. I don't care about those details. Did we not spend 2021 in the streets marching and protesting? Did we not, brother?
We did. We asked for a police reform, and we still haven't got anything at all. We're still seeing our brothers and sisters being shot and killed in the street, regardless now that some people are being found guilty, right? Some are still being found guilty, but it's still happening, right? And some of the cases, when they go through the trials and all that stuff, we still don't know if the person get found guilty till the last minute. Like we're all holding our breath, and they're like, guilty. Whoo! You know what I'm saying? Then we got to come back again to see how long to get sentenced. Life. Whoo! Because you just don't know. You can get guilty and then 1 year in jail. You understand what I'm saying? So some things you think will be a shoo-in, but there's not.
Exactly. And I'll put this on the table because this is why I stopped even caring. You didn't change any of the law. You didn't fire police chiefs. You didn't penalize or censor judges and district attorneys. At the very bottom, and I'll say this, I'll give you a comparison in a second, but at the very bottom, you just put up a few victories on the lowest person on the totem pole. You didn't do one thing to change anything on the full structure. That would be like swapping out a few of the glass window panes on the ground floor of a building and saying you changed the whole building. You just took out a few of the window panes and put in different window panes on the very bottom floor of the building. The entire rest of the building looks exactly the same as it did 10 years ago.
And also, ladies and gentlemen, let's be clear as well. So, once again, today is January the 16th. It's at 3:07 p.m. Eastern time that we're having this conversation in Atlanta, right? Now, granted, I'm looking some information up. I do see here that on January 14th, that Biden does plan to do an executive order on a police reform report, right? Until it's done, it's not done, right? We can talk about whatever, you know what I'm saying? Until it actually get done, it still hasn't been done. And on top of that, it took a whole year to get done. And
no, it took 2 full years to get done. This is 2022. He got it.
He got it in 19, right?
In 2020.
Oh, it is 2022. Damn. Okay, so 2 years later, now he's looking to do it, right? And also his head's hair,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they're trying to get it done before what? What's coming up next month, sir?
Wait, what is coming up next month?
What's next month?
February? I mean, I don't know. Valentine's Day?
the Super Bowl. Okay, outside of this Valentine's Day.
Are you about to say? Wait, are you about to say Black History Month?
Yes, Black History Month.
Man, if you don't, man.
So of course, if they do get this approved, it's done very strategically. Meaning that if he decide to do this executive police reform order, it's because he knew what he was doing. Meaning that, of course, he's not going to do it the first year. He knew, you know what, we're going to do it in January of 2022 when it's time to do, you know, another voting for something, you know? And why not do it right before Black History Month? So now the conversation is going to be, well, he undid this. Now, mind you, I didn't get a chance to sit here and read through his executive order, what's in it. But there was a guy 2 years ago who made it his business to try to have something in paper, written down in concrete for things that Mr. Biden and Kamala should do within the first 100 days. And this young gentleman, and I'm going to say as a man because, you know, we as men, we're taught to be leaders, protectors, and you know, providers, all that stuff. So this guy by the name of Ice Cube put some.
Wait, his government name would be O'Shea Jackson.
Right. You know what? Thank you, Mr. O'Shea Jackson, a.k.a. Ice Cube, put together a forms of what to expect, what we want as black people, because you want our vote. So, okay, if you want our vote, here's what we want from you in return. And guess what? In that, he had a police reform thing, and it was a beautiful thing, right? It was a beautiful thing because he broke it down. Like, I normally don't read a lot of stuff, but I read his document, and it would have benefited everybody. On top of black people, it would have benefited everybody. Everybody would have win with this. But now, 2 years later, all of a sudden now he plans to sign an executive order, air quotes, right before Black History Month. Now, my personal opinion, this is my opinion, right? It's not the fact. This is my some stuff is fact, but my opinion, I think that was done very strategically, Mr. Biden. I see it. Congratulations, sir. That was smart. That was smart.
No.
I'm not gonna lie. You know,
it's worked for years.
It worked, and that was big. That was very smart strategically because if he had told us 2 years ago, "Oh, I'm not going to sign anything for any police reform until 2 years," and when I need y'all again to vote for me again. See, that's why we have this conversation here, ladies and gentlemen. The black vote. They know how to sway everyone. And you have to pay attention and see what it is. And this is clear as day. Like, okay, midterms coming up. I'm coming to Atlanta. You know, and let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, Atlanta, Georgia is pretty much the black Hollywood. If you if you want to come to a place where it's Chocolate City, I mean, of course, we got Maryland, we know we got Houston, but everyone knows Atlanta is the home of majority of black people, especially in Atlanta. Now, not the outskirts, Atlanta, okay? I ain't talking about Macon place. No, Atlanta, Georgia. So, yeah, it makes sense that they come in here to have these conversations because at one point, you know, Georgia was very suppressed, right? As far, I mean, you know. So, I'm not getting too deep with that part, but just pay attention to what's going on. The signs are there. Don't be so easy swayed. Read information, and I'll say vote for what is good for you. Meaning, if you vote for whoever you vote for, look at the things they're presenting. Forget who the person is, right? Like, you know what? Case study. You know, we can't rewind time, but listen, a lot of people just voted to get Trump out of office because he was Trump. He was the orange guy, like Tesla. Then you know what I'm saying? When you ask them, okay, well, I get it, you don't like the man, right? There's a lot of presidents I don't like, but it is what it is. But can you give me a logical reason why he shouldn't be in office? And I have this conversation with a lot of people. Black, white, it doesn't matter. I have a conversation, period. And a lot of people could not give me a logical reason why he should not be in office. The main thing being pushed are anything's better than Trump. Houseway. Another quick case study. And I saw this meme, but President Trump has no plans or he doesn't have an answer for the virus that's going on right now, right? But then recently, on January 4th, during Biden's run, America has doubled history as far as many people that have been exposed to the virus. So it looks like Mr. Biden doesn't have the answer neither. And this is not a conversation about getting the jab or not. It's just saying that he didn't have a control over. Trump didn't have an answer. Biden doesn't have an answer. No one has an answer.
Well, I wish we could have a separate show about the virus itself, because the truth be told, you know what? No one, people, anyone listening, the reason why there is no answer for the virus is because you people have been lied to, and you can't give somebody a truthful answer to a lie, right? And so this is an aside, but I'm going to give Mr. Biden and Trump a little cover on the virus, even though it's hurting my throat to say what I'm about to say. It seems that Mr. Trump probably offered more truth and honesty than Mr. Biden.
Facts.
About the virus. When he called it the China virus or the Wuhan flu, that was true. It seems it's truthful. If you're watching the news, Dr. Fauci seems to be a little bit deceitful, underhanded, and conniving. Right? Mm-hmm. Trump might have been telling the truth. It does look like it might have came out of out of a lab. It does look like it came out of Wuhan. It does look like China was doing research on this. And it does look like Dr. Fauci was doing cover-up for China because of political considerations. It looks like Trump might have been telling the truth in his own trash-talking kind of way. I don't like Donald Trump, but the fact of the matter is his ridiculous displays in public and upright lies might have had a few truths threaded throughout all of that. So like I say, we can't really go into the virus the way that we should, because YouTube would close this down.
Facts.
But the truth of the matter is, this virus, there's a certain gain of function. A little bit useless science, but there's a certain gain of function component to this virus, which is making it virtually impossible to stop. The virus was designed to be contagious. It was designed to infiltrate and get around your immune system. That's why all of these variants seem to be doing something different, because it's what they are designed to do. If it was in a lab, it was designed to defeat the human immune system and to spread. If you look over the last 3 years, every one of the doggone variants that they keep coming up with is more contagious than the first.
Facts.
Okay? That's what it was. That's what gain of function is. It was designed to do this. Call it a virus. Call it a designer computer virus. It isn't trying to make you grow a third eyeball so you can see better or nothing like that. No, it was designed to do what it's doing. I don't want to go any further into that, but yeah. And that's why the masks don't always work. That's why it's contagious on surfaces and touching and XYZ. So this mask is working, but this mask doesn't. They don't know what it's doing because the virus seems to be smarter than them. It's damn sure moving faster than they can move.
I agree. And let me tell you something else factual by Trump that people didn't really like, right? Listen, Trump was never a fan of shutting down America, right? Never a fan. Because mind you, he's a businessman. And you can hate him, say he filed bankruptcy, XYZ. The man's still a millionaire, and he knows how to run the business. And he knows, with America being shut down, how it's going to hurt the economy as a whole. Not just his pockets, but everyone as a whole. He wasn't with that. Also, he wasn't with... This is why they had to get him out of the office. He wasn't talking about no mandates and vaccine stuff like that. He didn't. Not saying it wasn't a conversation, but they had to get him out of the office because you can't control some. You couldn't control him, but they got someone who they can control, Biden, and now you see all these things happening. Right? Biden did say, they got a plan to help do this, all that stuff. Cool. Everybody. We want to hear that you got a plan to do X, Y, Z. But if people know what they know now, and I'm talking about just real people out here, a lot of people lost their jobs prior to the end of the year. And the reason why I say that because the government, federal, whatever, put a pause on the mandate of getting the jab. But there was a lot of people from, I want to say, June all the way up to December who either A, had to make a life decision, or B, quit their jobs. Because Biden overused his power and made it to the point to where that people are mandatory, had to get the jab. Mandatory. Mm-hmm. And those same people who probably had to get the jab were probably some of the main people who voted for the man as well. Not all, because it was a close ballot. Just be clear, I'm not going to say that Biden won by a landslide. We're not going to say that. Not at all. But we're going to say that still, he got a lot of votes from both sides, from everybody, right? So, but knowing what people know now, people would definitely vote differently. Especially, if having you in office was going to change my livelihood. See, one thing that most people don't really understand is that, yes, sometimes, we have plenty of presidents that have been running for the office. They were good, they were bad, whatever. But guess what? A lot of things that they did really didn't come down to the middle class people. It didn't affect us, right? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It was always something where, taxes this, taxes that. So all the rich people who are making millions of dollars, they mad because now they got to pay taxes, whatever the case may be, right? But a lot of things that did happen didn't trickle down all the way down to the middle class. So, even like when Bush was in office, he made a lot of bad things. I'm sorry. Whatever he did, it didn't impact me. If it did, I just don't know, right? But with Mr. Biden being in office, his action does trickle down to the middle class or whatever, and it does impact me and everyone, people I know around me. Like, people really have to make life decisions of either quit my job, getting a new job, or getting a jab. Mm-hmm. And that's because we voted for him. Because and everybody was saying now, well, anything's better than having Trump in office. Are you still comfortable with saying that ignorant statement right now? With all the people who worked in the front line when the pandemic first happened, and we won't come back to the topic, but with all the people who worked on the front line when the pandemic first happened, when there was no cure, no nothing, we had people, nurses and doctors. Now, some passed away, some didn't, but a lot of them did survive. They worked the first year with no vaccine, nothing at all, and guess what? They didn't get sick. Year two comes by now. They're being told, hey, you can no longer work for us because you need to take this jab. So you telling me I was able to survive the first year when the pandemic was crazy and I know nothing about nothing, right? We didn't know what the foods to eat, what vitamin, we didn't know how to tackle. We didn't know nothing, right? I survived it, and I'm still working here because I love my job and I love helping people. But now I don't want to take the shot because I'm seeing firsthand XYZ, XYZ. So last year's heroes, right? Last year's, they was heroes. But now they're villains, and now they're losing their jobs. But once again, that's anything better than having Trump in office, right? Right? All right, I'm done. Go ahead.
but see, and that's the bad part. Now here's the thing: I don't think Trump was a good president.
Facts.
I was a real hardcore party to anything is better than having Trump in office. I believe that he was I believe that for the betterment of America, anybody other than Trump would have been a good president. I now have to reevaluate. Most people would have been a better president. Bernie Sanders? No, not sure, but I would have voted for Bernie if I had I'd voted for Bernie. I was a Bernie boy. You know, not saying that he's right, but my God, somebody has to make sense. And then having Kamala Harris as your vice president, which, let's be 1,000, that was for the black female vote. That was a bone to black females. All right? We gave y'all a black male president who, for all intents and purposes, was a white guy. And now we'll give you a black female president who, for all intents and purposes, is a white guy. And we'll move forward with that. So that was a big F right there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But, but that, and once again, so on the pandemic response for black people, I'm going to lean towards that. I'm going to give him an F grade on that. You haven't really did anything for black people. Nobody addressed the fact that it affected people of darker complexion more than people of lighter complexion. They just let that go. It just got brushed under the rug. Didn't even matter. The number of people dying from it just happened to be inordinately skewed toward people of color. They were fine with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's no truth commissions about that. So anyway, back to the topic. So police reform never happened. It just never happened. It just fell off the radar. Now you want to roll around and say we're going to have police reform in time for Black History Month in the year of midterms. You've been in office for 2 years. Your first 100 days, you did something for the Asians and the Hispanics, but you had to wait to the midterms to even talk about what you were going to do for people of our complexion. But you still expect to get 95% of the black vote. Yeah, good luck with that this year. Well, actually, you might get it. You're still going to get a lot of the black vote. You just won't get as many black voters. That's my prediction.
Facts.
Right? So, police reform. I'm going to give the Biden administration an F. The Republicans never even lied about doing it, so I can't fail them on something they said they weren't going to do in the first place, right?
Right. Oh. Real quick.
Sure.
It's all coming together now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask a question. And it's funny that they're coming to Atlanta, Georgia, right, to talk about the black vote. But also to add to that, there's a program that the government is giving out to black women that's going to guarantee that, was that $800, right, for 2 years? Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're
so
doing that in Georgia. Yeah.
I think that's done, once again, very, very strategically. Because who was your biggest supporter in votes 2 years ago? The black woman. Go ahead, Seth. Wow. Go ahead. I just had to throw it out there.
See, I didn't. Okay, we'll go with that because I didn't want to put the black women directly in it this time. But part of this is on them. They played us for suckers too. But like I say, the pandemic response. I'm gonna give you an F for black people. I don't care. I ain't talking about the whole country. Blah blah blah. I'm talking about black people, the black community. You get an F. Police violence and brutality and justice system. Give you an F on that for black people. I don't care about the whole system. I'm talking about for us, black people. F. And then we'll talk about the financial structure. Still, the truth of the matter is it's more black people unemployed than white people. And that's actually weird considering black people make up such a small percentage of the population. It should be more difficult to have more blacks unemployed as a percentage number than white people. You know, what are black people missing that they can't get these jobs in places where there are plenty of jobs? So what about the prediction that that the black net worth in this country will be essentially zero in less than 20 years? Well, in about 20 years, it'll be black wealth in this country will be essentially zero after that needle no matter how much money you think you got in the black community, that needle has not moved at all in 200 years. And we've had plenty of Democratic presidential presidential teams. You know what I'm saying? Administrations. That's what I was looking for. You have plenty of Democratic presidential administrations, and yet black wealth in this country is at the same place or worse than it has always been. Mm. It doesn't matter about oil. It doesn't matter about tech. It doesn't even matter currently about crypto and the metaverse. Black people don't make money in this goddamn country. I thought Joe was going to address some of that. Wealth and inequality. I thought that was supposed to be addressed. And you can't blame it that, we didn't have the numbers we needed in Congress. Because Trump did a whole grip of stuff when he was in office. Directly in the face of everything. And Barack Obama was in office for 8 years. He had full control of the House and the House and the Senate for 2 of those 6. Not going to put it all on. Nothing changed. You got health care. Like you can't do more than one thing at a time. You had 2 years to do whatever you wanted, and that's all that they did. Right? Mm-hmm. I'm not giving you no pass, Mr. Biden. I don't even want to go all into that because I think we need to have a whole different show about the black financial experience in America. We need to have a whole show on that. But the final thing, the main thing that got my gears grinding, voting rights. Voting rights. Every single midterm, if you want to get black people to the polls, you have to tell them what? That our voting rights are at stake. It breath like clockwork. Our voting rights are at stake. And it's going to be a whole bunch of pastors. It's going to be a whole bunch of black people. I don't even want to call them bootlicks, but they showed cooning for them. That's going to come out of the woodwork to say we need to get up and register to vote and go support the Democrats because they fighting for voting rights. And yet, what has ever changed in our lifetime about voting rights? Let's be 1,000. Once again, Barack Obama. I put this on Barack. Joe Biden just playing by the same deck of cards Obama was. He controlled the House and the Senate with 60 votes in the House. In the Senate, and a House majority. With a single law, it could have been one page that basically said everybody can vote, no restrictions are allowed. That would have been incapable of being overturned without a greater majority vote in the Senate. He could have did this his first 2 years in office. And we would never have to worry about voting rights again. He chose not to because he was busy doing something else. Y'all see this? They don't want to give you voting rights. He ain't fighting for your voting rights because this is the only thing they know for a fact will get your melanated butt motivated to vote. The Democrats playing us for suckers. That's all they're doing. And they've continued to do it for 40, 50, 60 years. They don't care about our vote. They care more about the Hispanic vote than the black vote. Peoples. So that's most of my rant. I got a few other things, but that's the meat and potatoes. You wanna add any color to anything I said?
Nope. I think I added while you was talking.
Okay. So the other part, it's a few things as black people that y'all need to understand about this black vote. Once again, one gear grinder, black women. Y'all, excuse me for saying it because y'all know I'm always antagonistic towards y'all for some reason. Y'all are idiots. Okay? You shot down Ice Cube's plan for Black America in 2020. For the 2020 election. Y'all shot that down with a bazooka. You shot it down, and now you have nothing to show for shooting it down because the Democratic Party betrayed black women just as much as they betrayed black men. But now you've broken the cohesiveness that might have used to have been inherent in the black community. We know y'all black women don't support the same thing black men support. This ain't about gender stuff. We want different things as a community. Y'all made that very, very, very clear. That has consequences. So Joe Biden can keep half of the black vote. 10 million black women could vote for Joe Biden. But the black men, I think y'all are going to be very painfully shocked to find out that most black men do not support the Democratic agenda anymore. That we might not vote against it because I can't vote Republican. Most of them are idiots, racist idiots. I just stay home. I just take that L and stay home. It is what it is. If my voice doesn't matter, I might as well spend my voting Tuesday at the grocery store, picking up meat from Korea from state. Huh?
No, I'm laughing at you. You said go to the grocery store. Listen,
yeah, I know.
Twins, I'm going to vote for whoever has the best, what's going to benefit me based on what they're presenting, whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm no longer looking. I'm no longer in that state of mind of this the party. You're black, you're Democrat. Yeah. No. We had to change that narrative. Shout out to my homegirl, Miss I Speak Live, but we got to change that narrative. We can't no longer just go in somewhere blindly and vote just because that's what our grandparents did and their grandparents did.
Yeah, that's over.
It's over.
I'm independent now. I'm at best independent. At best.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. And ain't nothing wrong with what anybody does. Listen, if you go and vote independent because that's the best thing for you, so be it. Who am I to judge what's going to benefit you? You understand what I'm saying?
Yep. 1,000.
If you sat there and listened to both parties and X, Y, Z, listen, you did, and I'm okay with that. Like me personally, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you vote independent or whoever because you voted. You just didn't go somewhere and say, "Oh, I'm gonna vote for him because anything's better than Trump." You know what I'm saying? Like that was the dumbest, the most ignorant thing that we have all done. And going forward, I will not waste my vote based on anything's better than him. I swear, I was at the poll, sitting for a minute, making a life decision like, who do I really vote for? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
But anyway.
We'll give you that part.
Yeah.
Give you that. Yeah, so that's it. And I think once again, it just kills me every couple of years when the Democrats haven't done anything for black people. It's always this push for voter rights. It's the same story year after year after year after year. And black people never get any tangibles. Ever. I can tell you why. I'm gonna give you all a secret.
Secret time.
Yeah, secret time. Black people, for whatever reason, not all black people, a lot of people from other countries, whatever. Doesn't matter. This country owes its native African American families a lot of money. It's a reason why the wealth of this country doesn't reside in the hands of people of African descent. The problem being is that they ain't never giving you that much money. Nobody in their right mind is ever giving you a group of people that much money. It would be absolutely asinine. And that's why they care more about the Hispanic vote, which you people really do support when, open borders. We only having this conversation about reparations because we still had a little say in what was going on in the Democratic Party. But if they peel off another 10% of the Hispanic vote, you will never hear a reparations conversation happen again. You already barely hear it now. They're not giving you that money, and they owe it to you. And if they ever actually let you get in power, you might actually give yourself the money. No, you think that's happening? You think they're gonna turn $20 trillion over to African Americans? because that's what they owe black people at this point. $20 trillion. It's not happening, folks. And that's why they shuck and jive you with little minor stuff and ignore you the rest of the time. Because you have a claim on America that they never plan on paying. They never giving you a valid voice, and they never giving you a valid platform because they owe you money and they ain't paying you back, just like your cousin. That's it.
Mic drop.
Yep. Just like your cousin ain't never paying you back the money they owe you. But otherwise, in conclusion, Black Americans that I know, I can't sway you left or right, but I have to voice my opinion. When you go to vote this year, if you do decide to vote your conscience, but vote realistically. Don't vote because you feel I've always voted Democrat, so I always will vote Democrat. I think at this point in time, the Democratic Party as a whole, has betrayed you and people of your complexion from both parties. I mean, from the Democratic Party. The Republican Party ain't never cared. The Democratic Party has only acted. So when you do go to vote for your best interest. Vote your conscience. Vote for what you need. And if it's not giving you what you need, do not give it your vote because it says it has a D beside it. I'm tired of losing as people of color in this country because we're trying to find the best quote unquote white person to be on our side. They're not on our side at all. Period. That's it for me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning into the show today. This is a very, very good show, my personal opinion. Listen, I'll just say this. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. That's number one. But thanks for tuning to the DaChop team. Follow us on our social medias. The DaChop team on Instagram, and we're on Facebook. Also, live recordings every Sunday around 3 p.m.-ish on YouTube, the DaChop team. Tune in. Also, every show will be dropping Monday morning at 7 a.m. So, if you missed out us live, you'll catch us Monday, and also you'll catch all the previous episodes that we had. We're 3 years in, going strong. All right, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your day. Go Steelers. I would say go Falcons, but, they're not in the playoffs. Sorry, brother. Had to say that.
Yeah. Go play in the snow.
Go outside play in the snow? Yeah. All right, y'all. Later.
Peace.